I'm going to say this Moore's prayer, start the day off right. We, with the powers invested in me, with my masculine and my feminine Shekinah powers within, invoke the Holy Spirit of truth to break, dissolve, and cut all soul ties in the spirit realm and astral plane attached to me and my family of the Moors and my immediate family. We break all soul ties that are ungodly and do not serve our highest and best good. We, the Moors, cancel, remove, and destroy all spiritual agreements and contracts made along our family line that are ungodly and do not serve our highest and best good. We, the Moors, and Iyanifa, Empress Ninti El Bey, cancel, remove, and destroy all altars made in my image and likeness and our image and likeness as the Moors. Our image and likeness of our family, we break, remove, and destroy all rituals that have been brought against us in the astral plane, spirit realm. All spells, curses, hexes, rituals, and sorcery are now bound up, destroyed, and sent back to the senders forever. Iyanifa, Empress Ninti El Bey, and the Moors, Asiatics, so-called black people, Aborigine Moors, indigenous people of the land and of the Americas, Turtle Island. We cut, sever, and destroy all spiritual agreements and contracts that we have entered into, knowingly or unknowingly, that has hindered the Moors, my life, my family's lives, past, present, and future. I cancel, destroy, dissolve any and all attacks brought against me in the dream state that may have attached itself to me or my family. I break all generational curses brought against me and my family. I cut, sever, cancel all soul tie agreements and contracts made along my family line that are ungodly and do not serve our highest and best good. Empress Ninti, Iyanifa, Empress Ninti, we the Moors release the wealth, riches, and gold held for us in the astral plane. Let it rain down to our palms in the physical manifestation. We, the Moors, declare that all beings sitting in our seats of power shall resign, be removed, and repent of their sins against the Most High, Creator's words, and the Elohim, and the Aboriginal Moors, who are the landlords of the land of Mu. We declare that all impostors, fiduciaries, trustees, and beneficiaries that have been robbing us of our estate, committing identity theft, taking our land, are now bound up and destroyed. All the fake Jews of Israel, the banking system that is over here, the 13 families that divisively come against us to commit fraud and identity theft. They have stolen our identity as far as our heritage. They are not the real Jews, and they know it. They cannot produce anything for themselves. They have made their wealth off the backs of we, the people of the land. They have stolen our inheritance, which is the teaching and instructions left that were stolen by King Solomon, from King Solomon, and put into secret books. The lost scrolls is what they call them. And they put them in the high masonry books. So we are not getting the knowledge that was passed down to us. We were not given the knowledge that was meant for us. We are the true Israelites. We are the true Jews. It's time for us to stand up and walk and be who we are. Do not stand for someone telling you on your land what you can and cannot do. We have given too much power to these entities. We know who we are. It's time for us to walk in our proper status and regain control of our land. The land of Mu, the land of Mu. If you don't know what the land of Mu is, do your research. That is the planet Earth. The entire planet belongs to us, Asiatics, dark-skinned, indigenous, aborigine people all over the world, including America. So, in this prayer that needs to go out and be said every day by Asiatics all over the world, I don't care what religious orientation or faith that you subscribe to, this is something that we can all agree on. Is that we, as the original aboriginal part and parcel Asiatics of the land, declare that all beings sitting in our seats of power shall resign, be removed, and repent of their sins against us, according to the Most High's words. Any person that's walking on this planet with a title of nobility that does not look like us is committing fraud. And all those who are in power, the ruling powers, the 13 families, they got there off identity theft and committing fraud against the people of the land, ciphering their lifeblood, literally, their name, and taking the land. They didn't get there by intelligence. They got there because of their usurpations against indigenous people. And they are our secret enemies. These are secret enemies that have been revealed to me and by high spiritual people, high priests, Babalawo, my godfather, confirmed that these are my enemies that are trying to hold up progress and that have been hindering me and my movement for years. It's time we pull the cover off of these entities that are doing this. They have taken, many of us have put forth financial instruments for the last almost 13 years. I've had a financial instrument that these entities have been using and preventing me from using it for the people, for my people as Moors. If you go to my website, you can read more about this claim that I am making right here. Aborigineofmexum.com or aborigineofamerica.com. There is a $900 billion bond that was written in favor of our lineage, with me as the undersigning indigenous individual. So they've been using this indigenous bond all these years, and every time I would try to open up my Fidelity account and any other account with the Treasury Direct and all these different things, they kept blocking me out. Even, in fact, for many years, they blocked me out of my Bank of America account. And in 2014, I sent out a worldwide cease and desist order for them to stop using it. So that's when I really began to be under attack, because they couldn't use it anymore. So they tried to lock me up. It's commerce. So be careful. It's a lot of underlying factors that happen, and you don't know the root cause of it. These entities are in charge. They run the media. They run everything moving right now. They run it, and their fraternal orders orchestrate the orders. They have pawns in this game that we're playing, and at any time they can call up the police, the firemen, all fraternal orders to go and do their bidding for them. So in my case, they were trying to pull me off the streets so they could use my instrument, and they wanted to lock me up. They were not successful in that, so they tried to smear my name in their media. So y'all, a lot of people, they don't understand the game we're in. This is a big game, and you need to know your enemy. What more can I say? The tactics of your enemy are exactly cookie cutter for what they did to me, what they tried to do to me, and what they have done to a lot of others. They did it to Bill Cosby. They're very powerful when it comes to putting out propaganda. They're very powerful in everything that they do. But like I said, this what I have been ordained to do, they've been watching me all my life, and we're trying to keep me from reaching this point where I'm at now and beyond. So like I said, it's a silent war. Y'all need to know this. You need to really take it seriously. They control the food industry. They control the pharmaceutical industry. They control the hospitals. Like I said, if they have an agenda against you, they are tracking your every movement. I can't go anywhere without them. I see a black helicopter, or I see one of them in my visual. You need to know that this has been confirmed. If these are my enemies, they're your enemies too. So they take us very seriously, and they know that our coming back is going to come through the Asiatic womb man. So these attacks that I've been experiencing have been strategically planned for this time. They were waiting on me. So I was being attacked secretly with sorcery before I even knew that this was going on. So I need you all to really get a hold of your spiritual life, get protection rituals going. If you're not familiar with them, just meditate and ask for the Most High, whatever name you subscribe to, and your spirit guides, because this is serious spiritual warfare. And I know things happen to me first so that I can see it and relay the message to my people, my indigenous inhabitants. That is always been my gift, to raise up my people in the right way to go. So when these things first started happening, everybody that was in my circle, they thought I was crazy. You know, I can see everything. It's not much that gets past me. I can come in my house and I can feel if somebody's been there. Or if I'm asleep and I sense something, I'm the type that I'm a light sleeper. You can't just walk in my room or in my house and I'm not going to pop up. You know, that's how I always been. So I know these things were happening and a lot of people didn't believe me. Now they're starting to believe me. They arrested your daughter. They're attacking our children. I told y'all that. You have to keep them protected. You need to keep them protected. You have to have, I had to have so much protection. That's why I got initiated into E5 for that extra ancient protection. And I've always had, and I learned that I've always had warriors around me. Ogun, Igungun, they've always been with me. And I know that for a fact because certain things that I do. Oshun has always been with me. I love lemonade. I'm her whole description is me. And I actually think I am Oya herself because I love the color purple. I love dragons. It's a lot of different things in these latter years of my life that let me know who I actually am. You have these attributes that cannot be denied. So when my godfather told me, you know, it's probably a good idea that you accept the hand of Ifa so that you can know your life path and you can have guidance. That's what that's all about, ancient guidance. And you have to acknowledge your spirits, your spirit guides that are around you all the time anyway. It's nothing wrong with for me, it was like, okay, I didn't second guess it. I didn't doubt it or anything because I had already been seeing Obatala, but I didn't know who he was. So come to find out, I'm a daughter of Obatala. I'm Obatala's daughter, and every time I call my godfather, Baba, he's a Babalawo, he had just said my name. And I do that with a lot of people. And they always say, oh, you're going to live long because I was just talking about you and you called. Certain things and attributes about a person, people in the spirit realm can really discern who you are. So that's what I appreciate with the guidance that I'm getting with my spiritual family now. I'm really feeling like I'm at home because they know me. They know my spirit. They know my characteristics. And it's no doubt that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Such clarity came to me when I accepted the hand of Ifa. And Ifa, my name, Ifa Kimi, all of these things came from the spirit realm through divination. The spirit told them my name. My name is Ifakimi Orisa Talabi Asake. So Ifakimi means Ifa loves me. Orisa Talabi means that I'm a daughter and I'm a daughter in white cloth. I'm Obatala's daughter. He's the elder in the white cloth that you see over all Orisha. And Asake means that I forget what Asake means. I'll think of it in a minute. But it goes along with my characteristics, like I'm going to get it done. It's something to that effect. But it's very interesting, this spirit thing, getting connected high up in the spirit is very beneficial for someone like me taking on such big fates and giants. And I never had fear. In fact, Baba told me today it's time for me to start, that Ephi said, it's time for me to start speaking out against, or just speaking out, speaking my truth. And I told him that that was funny he said that, because I had just did a video yesterday speaking a lot of truth about everything that I know. And that's what my job is, to inform and to bring awareness to my people. If I see it, I have to inform and tell it, and so that my life is a, how do I want to call it? The things that I go through are to clear the path for those coming behind me. And so when everything happened to me, I never miss a beat. I never get too upset about it. I just do what I have to do, and I keep moving, because I know the spiritual aspect of why it had to happen to me. A lot of onlookers never really know why it's happening or why it happened. And, you know, some people so ignorant and dumb as a box of rocks that they believe everything they see and hear on the media, which, you know, all things will turn out for the good. So I'm not worried about what people think and what's being said in the media. It's just a paycheck for me. I'm glad they're leaving it there, so they can't, once I get my grips on them, they're not gonna be able to get away, because they had the nerve to insult my intelligence and violate me and continue to display it year after year. I could easily write something up and get it taken down. I could have done that a long time ago, but that's not number one on my list. And like I said, they can leave it there until I get that paycheck, because they just played into my hand regarding that, because there's no such thing as squatting. I had an agreement with the bank, which created a contract. Contract is law. No one can violate my private contract. I stood in front of the judge that asked for that private contract. I told him no. I don't have to, Hell versus Hinkle 1906, I don't have to divulge my private contracts to anyone, not even you. As long as I'm not infringing upon the rights of my neighbors, I don't owe a duty to no one. And that's when he did just like this. And he looked at the other, the attorney for the police or the county, whichever one that was at that time. And he asked him, so what do you want to do? So it's very beneficial to have a certain level of knowing before you step out into something. I was already seated in real estate all my life since I was a pup, 19 years old. So the whole time I'm remaining calm, and I'm knowing already that I done smashed them. I thought it was crazy. Because where I'm from, we do that all day. Like, that's none of your business what I'm doing with a private contract. Like, what are you doing? And then they turned a private contract, which if it was something, it would have been a civil matter. They turned it into a criminal matter and start piling up all this BS paperwork. How do you pull somebody out of a home that you have nothing to do with and then try to put charges on them? It was all bogus BS. Like I said, it was a higher up agenda that called that play, because all the way up to the president at the time, Barack Obama, knew I was in that house. When I do something, I send the letters, the package, the notice, the affidavits all the way up and letting them know I am taking possession of this house, blah, blah, blah. And, that's what I did. And matter of fact, it was sheriffs and police guarding the subdivision after I did that. I told them, check my credentials. At the time, uh, Anthony Fox, I had been in communication with him for several years, and the package that I gave him, he used that to go up to the White House. So whenever I do something, I let them know. Okay, check my credentials. This, and this one. They know. After I send them something, they go to another level and they ask, like, is this for real, or is this who she say she is? And it checked out because, like I said, I have credits of over $1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? So, in fact, at that time, I was dealing with a guy named Omari, and he wanted to meet the president. He wanted to meet the president when he came. He asked me to write a letter, and I wrote a letter to the sheriff, asking the sheriff to escort him to meet Obama. You can ask Omari. He probably take credit for it, but at the same time, I wrote the letter, and the president's people came to Omari's house to meet him after I wrote the letter. So, it's a lot of things that you all don't know, and the media will never tell you. So I'm telling you because you need to raise your awareness up to the level of where we actually are as far as status on the land. These people know who we are. I've been doing this for years. It's nothing new to me what our capabilities are and the power of the pen. It's a troll on here. Evidently they find something real funny. So anyway, I'm going to get back into this prayer, and I bet you the trolls leave then. Peace and love, Jonathan Ramjour. So this is how we protect ourselves. This is how I have to protect my family from a distance. We do this through the power of ancestral prayer and ancestral magic. Some people call it magic, but it's just invoking your ancestors to come forward to assist you in whatever it is that you need them to do or ask them to do. It's as simple as an ask. Okay, so we're going to finish going through this prayer that I say every day, and that has been very beneficial in my life and continues to be beneficial in my life and others who started this prayer with me. Probably going on 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in January. So we, the Moors, declare, and Moors is the descriptive word of dark-skinned Asiatic that our ancestors called themselves. So there's no separation. I don't like to put separation in it. It just means that at one time Moors were the ruling power. So we've been saying this prayer, and it has opened a lot of doors and broken a lot of spiritual soul ties. And you can have spiritual soul ties and not know it. So saying a prayer like this, even in your family, like I said, I've had to help my family from a distance and pray for various family members, and this breaks all soul ties in the family. So I ended up on we, the Moors, declare that all beings sitting in our seats of power shall resign and be removed or repent of their sins against the Most High. And Elohim's words and the aboriginal Moors, landlords of the land of Mu, we declare that all imposter fiduciaries, trustees, and beneficiaries of the U.S. Corporation and all political bodies within that have been over our vast estate that belongs to the Moors, the indigenous inhabitants of the land, the Americas, shall be removed and turn over the keys to the White House and Buckingham Palace to the Moors and all other institutions that belong on our land, belong to us on our land. All those secret societies holding on to our words left by our ancestors, our lost books, hidden culture, and our knowledge of our connection to our cosmic and earthly creators. Our ancestors who left us inheritance of teachings and instructions. These are the teachings and instructions that were stolen and taken from us by the so-called Jews of today, which we know that they are imposters and they're not the real Jews. They stole our teachings and instructions that were meant for us, the true people of the land, the descendants of our Most High creators. These violating impostors must correct their wrongs, or else all violators shall be punished pursuant to the Aborigine Moors Charter and fee schedule, and their heirs and children's children's children shall be cursed and be made to pay back our forefathers' debt to we, the Aborigine Moors, and our heirs only in perpetuity. So on and so on to infinity. So it is, so it is, so it is. We have to break the curses that have been placed over us, and we do this by ritually saying these prayers over and over again so that it breaks the stronghold that has been placed over our people. Like I told you yesterday, there's a council of 300 that do sorcery against us. This council of 300 has been in existence for at least 2 centuries from my research. You can do your research to double check on the things that I'm saying. I just know these things off the top of my head because I've been in the knowledge and studying for so long. But it's definitely a reason why we have been so suppressed. It's not because they're more intelligent than us. They are not. The Caucasian, well, can't really call them Caucasian. The Albions, the intelligence is in the melanin. My grandmother used to say, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And my father is very dark. And so she taught him, the darker ones, that the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Because, of course, we went through a period of not loving ourselves and not loving the shade of our skin because of whatever these ruling powers placed upon us. Straighten your hair. Don't look so offensive to them coming into work. It looks offensive because it's powerful. When I wear my afro, when my children were a little younger, and I would go in their school, and that's when I was wearing my afros curly and it was just sticking up. Their friends would say, "Your mom looked like light. She been shot by lightning or something." And then here it is, a few years later, they're wearing their hair like that. So everything is all relative. It's very powerful. It's commanding when you are your true authentic self. And that's offensive to a people who try to suppress you all of your life and your grandparents' lives. And you have to remember, they haven't been on this land very long. They have only been in power for 2 centuries. It's so much history that has been lied about, and the time frame has been lied about. So you can find that out by searching the archives, archive.com. take your time and do all type of research. The dates never add up to what they say in the history books as to what they taught us in school. So, and we have let our oppressor teach us in school. So of course, they're not going to teach us the true history. This is why the Most High urged me to create that charter to correct the wrongs that have been placed on our school systems and our universities and all these places that plant seeds in the minds of an unbeknownst people, and they tell them something that's not true. That is a crime. That's genocide. That is something that they need to be charged with. They have to correct that or be charged. The main thing is, if they're not going to, decolonization has been in full effect since 1960. We have been given world acknowledgement on us being able to govern ourselves, produce our own identification, have our own government, but we've been suppressed by the powers that be. Their first line of offense, their first line of defense is the police, the fraternal orders. That's why they stay on us so much, and they try to lock our quote unquote young black males up, because they have to keep a presence on the land. They want to keep you in fear. They want to keep you feeling like they have some type of authority over you. And these are orders. They are part of fraternal orders. And they have, when you get into these fraternal orders, you have taken an oath under the sword. You cannot do what you want to do, even when you sign up for the armed forces. Your life is not your own anymore. No matter how long you get out of there or end up getting out of there, these people own you. They will put a chip in you nowadays. You can't say and do what you want to do. You can't even break your arm. If you make a mistake and break your arm or your leg, they will charge you. You don't own your own body anymore. That's why, I mean, everything you can get, if once you gain knowledge, you can get out of any contract, but it comes with a price. It comes with a price. So I encourage everyone to, first of all, connect with your higher self, connect with your ancestors so that you can be divinely guided. I'm not an advocate for nobody following me. I'm not an advocate for idol worship. I don't idol worship Jesus. I told my grandfather, who was a reverend of a Baptist church when I was 6 years old, I don't have to go to church every Sunday. God is in me. I knew this. You know, us 40-year-olds are the ones who's going to turn the ship around, and the generations after us have to sustain what we are building up and taking back now. This is our land. This is our right, our inheritance, and we need to start living up to that. I encourage you all to do your studies, as I said, on your origins. Your ancient ancestral magic is your protection. The minute you start getting successful, they put you under a microscope. They start to attack you because they have an agenda that says that you cannot rise above a certain level unless you join their pack, their secret society. Cowards run in packs. Cowards run in packs. My daddy taught me that when I was little. Cowards run in packs. And you all need to understand that is no more time. We don't have time to figure nothing else out. We have to start taking control of our environment, what our ancestors left us. Start researching the land titles, the treaties that our ancestors had. And really, our ancestors didn't have to write anything down. We only started writing things down when these imposters started coming onto the land. We had to write things down to keep them in check. It was always what it was. It was always us. It was always us. We didn't have to write things down. But then we had to start writing law to keep our subjects in check. Y'all have to understand that all of those kings were Asiatics, dark-skinned Moors. The claims that I revived in this territory were from King Charles, who was a Moor. They from England. They came over here and made agreements with the indigenous dark-skinned rulers of the time, and who had tributary powers, meaning they had powers just as well as the kings that came over here during that time. King Charles, King James, he was more so in the New York area, the Empire State. We had an empire. That was our empire. Okay. The first Lady Liberty looked like us. For y'all, those of y'all who don't know that. So that's what's on. That's what's on our new passport. And I do have the passport copyrighted now. And this is what she looked like. For those of y'all that don't know, most of y'all are adept that I can see on here. But those of y'all that don't know, that's what she looked like. And they took her down when they so-called conquered us. They took her down and put up a manly looking woman. Looked like a German woman or some foreign woman in our Empire State. Y'all see, this is why it's so important to know your history, because everything that's right and true has to come back full circle. You need to know who you are. You need to teach your children who they really are and stop letting others teach them. You have to teach them. They are going to teach them something that has nothing to do with them. Their agenda is at play when we give our children to these people. Our parents didn't know. We know better now. So we have to do better. We have to develop schools. There's things we have to do. So I have to get these credits on deck that they're holding. And so I'm doing this prayer, this prayer, Moore's prayer, every day until some breaks. Is there. Our wealth is already stored up for us. We just haven't been ready to receive it. But the more of us that keep banging on them in the spirit realm, and those of us who have knowledge keep banging on them at law, like myself, they, like I said, they cannot get around law. Everything moving on this land is fraud, and they don't deal with law, real law, in courts. It's policies and procedures, and it's never about right or wrong. I want y'all to really know that. It's not about right or wrong. It's about them taking what you have, whether it's your essence, your blood banks, plasma, riding through the neighborhoods with these blood banks now, or your energy. These are vampires. These individuals, the Queen of England, Nathaniel, Charles, Jacob Rothschild, and the 13 families, these have been revealed. These are enemies. These people are strategically trying to hold back what they know is inevitable, and that is us getting our land back, getting our finances and our wealth and our status back. They are committing fraud, walking in titles of nobility that they should have never had. That is not their proper place. They're not even supposed to be on this planet. This is not their planet, but that's another time we'll talk about that science. This is our planet. This was given to us to govern, and there's some things that are coming through me, and that's why I have to continue to break through the doors. I have to continue to break through the doors until it's all broken, and these people that I'm speaking of come in secret because they're so well to do that they don't ever want to be associated with doing things like that, but they are indeed that grimy. They send people, sorcerers, to sneak in your house, sneak around your house, in your car. They're real petty. They put stuff, I mean, I've dealt with it for some years now, and there is no extent that they will not go to, but it's very, very hidden and quiet and secretive, and they're using these cloaking suits. They can be right in your midst and you do not know. That's why I had to learn my ancestral magic. I had to learn how to invoke the ancestors for protection. They can't get away from that. I don't care how secret or how much intelligence they have, artificial intelligence they have. They cannot get around divine intelligence. And that's our power source. We are the closest thing to nature. You can go outside right now and get some wood and talk to a tree and invoke your ancestors and see how fast they come. Or burn you some wood down to the charcoal and make you some protection to put around your house, to put around the car. That's how deep we are. Plants listen to us. Herbs listen to us. Trees listen to us. They don't have that connection. Excuse me. The power is in the melanin. So if you don't believe me, go try it. We can stop the weather. Our noble brother Eugene, he proved that. I have posted videos on it. Once the Most High and the ancestors show you who they are and the power that you have, you will never be in fear of another man or nothing in life. You will never worry about anything. You will never have to think that somebody else is superior, more superior than you. How could they be if the Most High made you in the image and the likeness of them? Elohim is more than one. So I just want to leave y'all with that. We have to say this prayer every day. I want to start doing it 3 times a day, especially on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So all of my nobles, let me know your availability. Let's do it 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, especially on Tuesdays and Saturdays. And at least when you say it at home, say it 3 times throughout the day or right back to back. You will yield more vibration and power in that prayer. Anything you do, do it in 3s. Peace and love. We'll do tomorrow maybe a Zoom so you all can interact and we can chop it up and I can hear from y'all then. All right. Peace and divine love. And somebody post a prayer. I know Kalasia has the prayer. I love y'all. Stay focused, stay alert, and stay on your grind. Peace and love.